I just finished watching episode 3 of Survivor Blood versus Water, and I have to say I'm really loving the season. I mean, it's still too early to tell whether it'll end up being a great one, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's made for fans of the show. Like, if you're starting to watch it now, you may not enjoy it as much. I think I mentioned that in my last video, but I know I'm enjoying it a ton. Let's start from the beginning, Redemption Island. I have to say, I had a feeling Tyson wasn't going to switch with Rachel, but I was so impressed with Rachel. Like, she embodies everything I mentioned in my last video about how she said, no, you're better where you are. You don't need to switch with me. There was no victimizing herself. There was nothing. When Tyson asked her if she had fun and she said yes, like, I was just overall, like, really upset that she left. I wish Marissa had lost. And just so overall, like, impressed with Rachel. So go Rachel. I was glad Candace won, although ultimately, as we saw, her giving the idol to John was his undoing. He wasn't able to handle that well, but I'll talk about that a little later. More on Redemption. Well, that wasn't the only thing that happened on Redemption. Colton quit the game again. And while I'm really glad that he's gone, I'm so pissed off that they brought someone back instead of someone else that could have been on that tribe, and that he quits again, as Jeff pointed out, just because he didn't have his own way. And like I said this in the last video, like, he just wants to play his way, and if no one's going with him, and if he knows that he's lost the game, then he doesn't want to play anymore. And like Tina pointed it out, I think Tyson and Aris both also saw right through him, and so it encouraged me for those players to see how aware they were of his game, but it really annoyed me that Colton did that, and even, like, could tell Jeff was just so full of, like, such contempt, and rightly so. I don't even want to talk about it anymore, but I'm pretty sure we're never going to see Colton again. So that was that. I don't know if it'll affect Caleb's position in the game. I don't really think so. I think Caleb's, like, a likable enough guy that it won't really affect him, and he seems super chill and able to disconnect his feelings from that. So we'll see where he ends up. I loved the challenge. I don't know why I took such pleasure seeing, like, Aris and Vitas fight against each other on the board, or even just like Tina and Katie, but it was just so fun seeing them fight each other. That line, when Vita said, he's the college athlete, I'm the junkie, I don't know about you guys, but I thought it was really powerful. Like, it just kind of hit me here. It made me feel so sad. And, like, clearly they wanted to battle against each other, but then, like, they were both upset. And, like, it was just, like, it was really moving, I thought. I just loved both of them. Mom's killing it. Tina and Laura Moret, I was really proud for them that they beat their daughters. I mean, obviously it sucks to be on the other side of that. And Sierra did look upset, but gave Laura permission and wasn't, was a good sport about it. And Tyson, that looked painful. I hope it's not going to affect his game, that he'll get over that. I hope he didn't rupture a tendon, because that's obviously takes a longer recovery. Is that going to be a blessing or a curse for him in the game? I don't know. He'll be less of a physical threat. But he's still my favorite for winning the game. So I hope that it won't affect him too negatively. Or in Survivor manner, that he'll turn it into his favor. The vote for the Tadhana tribe. I have to say I like the girls in the tribe, Katie and Sierra, particularly Sierra, but the way they've been voting so far has been too strategic, too soon, and they're weakening the tribe. Jeff said it at Tribal also. I feel like all my comments that I had were all said by other people in the episode, but yeah, I mean, they're just making moves that are too big for the stage of the game in which they are. John definitely made a mistake in how he handled the idol. I mean, Candace even said, I trust you'll know what to do with this. He shouldn't have said it just to Brad and then made Brad doubt the trust that he had in him by saying, well, I'm just going to look for it. He should have told all the guys. That was just the only way to do it. I'm definitely a proponent of keeping the idol secret if you find it and no one else knows, because then you can really pull it out and use it as a tool and blindside people or really do something big with it. But if everyone knows you have the clues, so obviously, like, I think he needed to reassure his alliance, particularly after last week's episode when he got all those votes. Like, he should have known that the target on his back was larger than it would have been just if he'd gotten the clues. So unfortunately, he didn't handle that very well, which I'm sure he now realizes all too well. I'm also, like, surprised he didn't find it. I mean, I don't know. That first clue was, like, super vague, but it didn't, I mean, maybe they didn't show him looking for it because he didn't find it, so it's not worth the airtime, but it's a shame he didn't find it. It's crazy. Brad getting voted out, like, that idea is not a bad idea on one hand, but again, too big of an idea too soon. And I wouldn't vote Brad out because Brad is like the perfect guy to take to the end. I would keep Brad along, make him feel like he's in control of the whole game, make him feel like he's going to win when he's sitting pretty next to me at the final three, and then not get a single vote, unless Monica's in the jury. So yeah, I'm glad they didn't vote him out, I guess, in that sense. Candace versus John on Redemption Island is gonna suck. I hope that they can both, like, keep winning and then the third person keeps getting voted out, but obviously that opinion might change based on who the next person on Redemption Island is. My faves are still Tyson. I love, love, love Tyson, even more so after seeing how Rachel reacted, and even more so after, like, seeing how, like, he was so genuine, he's the jokester, he's so, like, witty, charming, like, funny, whatever, like, you don't take him too seriously, he doesn't take himself too seriously, but just seeing, like, the way he reacted to Rachel being on Redemption and getting voted out, I just made me love him even more. I also love Aris, like, a lot more than I liked him in his first season, and I also am rooting for Tina. I really like Tina this season. On the Tadhana tribe, Vitas is my favorite still. I like Hayden. I like seeing, the wheels turning. Still, I would say he's in my favorites. And I really like Sierra. I know her chances aren't high, but I really like her. So those are my thoughts for this episode. Leave me comments. I, as always, will answer them and look forward to them. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys next week.